in the middle of questioning my medical expert in a medical malpractice trial. Can a juror raise their hand and say, "Excuse me, Judge, I'd like to ask a question"? Can they do that? Will they be allowed to do that? Come join me as I share with you this answer. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. The answer is maybe. Now, why do I say that? There are some judges in New York who will allow jurors to ask questions, but they will not do it in the middle of questioning. Instead, here's what will happen. In all likelihood, if a juror has a question, the judge is going to tell the juror that at the end of the attorney's questioning, when he's done questioning the witness, now if you do have a question, I want you to write it down. You will then hand that question to the court officer, who will then hand it to me. I will read it. I will then discuss that question with the attorneys. If I feel that that question is appropriate to be asked, then I will be the one to ask the witness the question. And now the witness, the doctor, the medical expert on the witness stand will then answer that question. Okay, that's the process that judges will use most often if they allow jurors to ask questions. Many of them don't. Some judges in some counties in New York will allow jurors to ask questions. And they tell them at the very beginning, listen, jurors, if you find you have a question, you need something answered, something's bothering you about a witness's testimony, you have the ability to ask a question. But you cannot simply raise your hand and shout out the question in the middle of while the attorney is questioning the witness. That's not the procedure we're going to use. Instead, you have to wait until the attorney is done questioning the witness. Then if you do have a question, you are going to write it down. You're going to give it to the court officer, who will then give it to me. I'll review it. I'll discuss it with the attorneys. If it's appropriate, I will then ask the question on your behalf. That's how it works. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what happens in these civil trials involving accident cases, medical malpractice cases, and even wrongful death cases here in New York. You know, I do understand and I recognize that you're watching this video because you likely have questions about your particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you have not started a lawsuit yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.